robin's egg cake. I am using a chocolate cake mix. Now, this cake mix is expired. This is This is March of 2025, and this cake mix expired in 2023. So what I'm going to do, because cake mixes, when they expire, all it means is that the baking powder isn't as potent anymore. So I'm just going to put in 2 teaspoons of baking powder to compensate in case my baking powder is not active anymore. Don't forget to save these to use for wrapping sandwiches or pounding your meat, or you can rinse them out and put sliced fruit in there, and then they're disposable and they're free. Guys, our spring into savings sale has begun. You can get up to 40% off our cookbooks. livingonadime.com. Easy recipes that get you in and out of the kitchen quick with ingredients you already have on hand. Visit us at livingonadime.com to grab this deal today. All right, I have my cake in here. I'm just making a regular cake mix. Now, I do have 3 eggs, but I am going to use 2 egg yolks because in another recipe, I needed just egg whites. So here's the egg yolks, and I am going to, this one is stuck in the thing. I am going to use the 2 egg yolks in place of 1 egg white. Get some of that egg white in there if I can without getting the, there. Now I can finally get rid of the broken Walmart eggs. Egg prices are finally going down, so that is a good thing. But we are still not going to waste it. Then we have a 1/2 cup of water. Now you will note here, this says butter recipe fudge. That just means that the oil is butter instead of regular oil. But because butter is more expensive than oil, I am going to use oil instead. That's one of the ways you can substitute. So 7 tablespoons of oil is 8 tablespoons is a 1/2 cup. So just below, oh, how did I do that so perfectly? All right, there we go. If you need a devil's food cake recipe because you don't have a box mix, Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1, page 281. Now, this is my recipe up here. This is my grandma's recipe. I like mine better. Sorry, Grandma. But this is really easy, and honestly, it's really no more work than a cake mix. But this is so darn tootin' good. You won't even believe how delicious it is. So that's the one I normally use. All right. Now I've got parchment paper for this one. I am going to line the parchment paper, or I'm going to line the pan with parchment paper. I just outline the I'm just going to spray so the edges don't stick. Then we're going to do half. All right, for cakes, you want to tamp down, get any air bubbles out. Then we're going to put this in the oven and let it bake according to the directions on the package. Okay, I'm gonna check. Aha. My cake is coming out clean, so it is done. We're gonna let these cool and then we're gonna frost them. Okay, I am making the frosting for my robin's egg cake. Now, you can use canned frosting. That is totally fine. But I'm just gonna show everybody how I make my buttercream frosting, Dining on a Dime Cookbook, Volume 1. Okay, got my shortening or butter. You can do either one. Shortening is still cheaper than butter at the moment, so I'm using shortening with just a little bit of butter flavoring. And my homemade vanilla, also Dining on a Dime, Volume 1. And a titch of milk. And some of my powdered sugar to get started. And blue food coloring. Okay, here we go. Now, when you're doing stuff like powdered sugar, you can take a towel and drape it over the top, and that will keep it from poofing everywhere, okay? But if you don't have a towel or don't want to use a towel, you can just go slowly on your shortening or your butter and get that mixed in, and just gently start pulling in some of the powdered sugar. A little bit of milk. You just want to add milk 1 tablespoon at a time until you get a frosting consistency. Think toothpaste. If you've never made frosting before, think toothpaste. I'm going to want, because this is a double layer, I think I'm going to want just a little bit more frosting, so I'm just going to add a little bit more powdered sugar and just another tablespoon or 2 of milk. All right, let's see. Ooh, that's perfect. So just think toothpaste consistency. Oh man, that is great. All right. Is that enough? If I divide it in half, 2 layers. I think that'll be enough. I think. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I think I'm gonna make just a little bit more. I wanna make sure it's covered really well. Then I'll just save the rest to make some cookies or something later if I've got extra. there's our robin egg frosting. All right, I have my cakes here, and I'm going to loosen it. Okay, now I'm going to make this one the top since it has a little indentation. Okay, I don't know what happened, but it certainly got off level. Okay, so going to level this puppy off. Not quite sure what happened here, but something happened. Okay, there. That is definitely better. Okay, so got my frosting, my first layer. Now the trick is to not let your knife or spatula touch the cake, because then it'll pull up the crumbs. So just kind of gently push it to the side. Need more frosting, just put it on there. Cake. Second cake. And I'm going to position it on there. Yeah, I think why it went down is because my baking powder wasn't bad on my expired cake mix. And so it just got a little too much rise from too much baking powder, but it's not gonna hurt anything. In this situation, it actually helps. Now you don't want this perfectly smooth because we're going for the natural bird type look. Good. Going to dust the crumbs. Okay, now we're going to take, you can use Hershey's chocolate, whatever you want. I just happen to have this semi-sweet baking chocolate. Actually, let me taste it and see if it's gonna be okay. Oh yeah, okay. So then what I'm going to do, just to make it easier, I'm going to take my grater. don't like that. That's not big enough. Okay, we're gonna change plans here. Okay, I'm going to make some haystacks out of coconut and chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna melt this in the microwave. All right, so I got my chocolate melted. I got my coconut here. About 4 ounces or so. What I'm starting with, I might use the whole package. Yeah, I'm going to use the whole package. Okay. So for my cake, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread it out. Then I'm going to break it into chunks. Then I'm going to make haystacks from our Dining on a Dime Volume 1 here. With the rest of the extra. And I got these robin eggs. Oh dear, oops. Well, that didn't go as planned. And I have a hand back here expressing here. I have a, oh, here's one more, it's broken. I have a hard time because I get all this good food and then my children are like, what do you mean we can't eat it? Or excuse me, my young fellows, my fine fellows. Okay. Oops, try not to get chocolate all over, but. Okay, now we have some haystacks and we're gonna let this cool and then we're gonna frost our cake. Okay, my chocolate has set up. What I'm gonna do is break this into pieces and just set the pieces just kind of all around. So that we sort of have a bird nest looking type thing here. And then we are going to take our eggs. Put them on top. That is pretty cute, even if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is too darn too cute.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I don't know how this is gonna work.
So you tell them that today I discovered the difference between white and beige?
Today you discovered the difference between white and beige. Yes, you did. Okay. Ooh, yum. Okay. Give it a try, me son, and see what you think.
Oh wait, am I the taste tester?
Yes.
Yeah. Oops. We had a minor malfunction.
How is it on the deliciousness scale?
Ooh, that's pretty good.